Welcome. This is Melinda Barlow, CZT, Certified Zen Tangle Teacher, and today's lesson is Flux. And it was one of the very first tangles that Rick and Maria did, but it wasn't published in the March newsletter of Zen Tangle, March 29th, 2015. It has some variations, and you can read about that in their newsletter. I'll put a link to their newsletter below. So we're going to start out with our dots in our corners and our border all done with pencil. This helps it blend together and kind of disappear on your tile. And I am really not going to put a string in this one. I'm just going to do some flux, and then maybe I'll put something behind. I recently read a post about someone saying it's really hard to decide for them what tangles go together. Do you need to be an artist and have that artist eye? I don't believe so. I think you just do what feels good to you. And so we're going to start out with flux. And I'm going to start out in a corner because I just am. And we draw. To me, it's a little like a paisley shape. And then it has a line that comes up in the center. And that is flux. And that we will see is my variation. And it's really close to Rick's variation of flux. Maria's is a little different. And I'm just going to do these so they kind of join. I can run them up the side of my border. They can join together. They can sprout out and come around. One of the versions that I have seen on the website is that flux can be done on a line. You can draw it on a line. I've drawn flux, so I've just drawn right up a string line. So you can do that. So if I were to have say a string line going up through the center, I could put flux so that it runs right up the string line. So if you're worried about you don't know where to put it, you can just run it right, put a pencil line down, and then run flux right up. Flux can be various sizes. You can see I have small ones and large ones. So flux can be of any size. This is one that fills in well. And it can even have long, skinny, it can be long and skinny, or it can be more rounded. Flux is very versatile. Now, I don't do Maria's style of flux. I'm going to see if I can draw it here. I don't do it very often. But her flux comes down and then has a little, you see how I kind of drew in. And I'll see if I can draw another one. So we'll go around and then come down. That's just not my style. You can see I struggle with that. And with Zen Tangle, if you struggle with the shape, then make it your own. Don't struggle to try to create exactly what somebody else has drawn. You can just make it your own shape. For me, this rounded shape like that is much easier to draw. So I very seldom do this shape on flux. But you can, it's flexible. So maybe that's where it got flux is that you can just do your own thing. it could even be filled in with something instead of the line if you wanted. It's really your tangle. So there we have Flux. Now it can be shaded, or it can have a background, circles drawn in it. I read that a lot of people say they just go back to this is their standard fill-in. I love circles. Really love them. So filling in the background with orbs or small circles, for me, is very relaxing. And that's why I do Zentangle. I like the relaxation that it gives me. Now, to shade this one, I put a little bit of graphite down in that tip. So I'm just going to put a little right here. Actually, probably more than a little. If you've watched many of my videos, that's a lot of graphite down in there. And I'm taking my shading tool and I'm going to shade and draw it up so that I get a really dark tip, and then it lightens up as I go. And you want that to lighten your pressure as you bring it up. Don't push so hard, and it will get a lot lighter. You just want to blend that up. And another background I really like on Flux is to fill it in with black. Just to fill in those areas with solid black. That really gives it a lot of drama. Oh, I didn't shade that one. It gives it lots of drama when you fill in the backspace. It does use a lot of ink, so if you're concerned with that, maybe you can put a color in the background, color pencils. I don't mind using, I think, Sakura pens have lots of ink in them. You get a lot of tiles, a lot of bang for your buck. But I like that drama that comes when you have a lot of contrast. And I have even filled in behind my circles. That also gives you that drama without having to fill up the whole space with solid black. So there you can see, it's not a completely finished tile. I'll work on it and have a finished tile. I'm just going to show you a few of these that are stacked here so you can see. Here's a Flux, and instead of shading, filling in black, I've shaded behind. Here's one. I've done the Flux and then a little Flux that's behind my curved holly bar. And again, I like the circles. So there we have another tile that has Flux. Another one, again, I put little circles with it. I think they go well. And another one. And this one, my Flux ended up with little tiny picos around the edge. Who knows what Flux is going to end up like? Flux is just a flexible tangle. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson and love to see some of your creations. And you could put them on Tangle Teacher, and I'll put a link below to that Facebook page. And enjoy. Thanks for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and leave a comment. And if you like these, your support is greatly appreciated. Thanks.